Bright, energetic intro music fades in, then warmly fades out. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Speak Easy English, the podcast that makes English simple, real, and yes, slightly savage. I'm Maya.
And I'm Jake, here to roast your weekend plans and the awkward small talk that surrounds them. Today's topic, the universal ritual of Friday. So, what are you doing this weekend? The question that decides whether you sound busy or tragically available.
Exactly. This question is asked in offices, elevators, and coffee lines like it's a weather report. But people mess it up. Let us teach you how to answer without sounding like you're scheduling a funeral for your social life.
First, the classic. What are you doing this weekend? Say it with me. What are you doing this weekend? Notice the present continuous. Are you doing? Which, yes, is present tense pretending to be future. English loves this kind of drama.
Use present continuous for plans you've already made. Natural answers. I am going to the park this weekend. I am visiting my family. I am staying home and relaxing. The ing ending is your friend. I am going. Not I will go unless you're a robot from the future with no social life.
And if your weekend is vague chaos, there are better ways to say it than I might do stuff. Try, I'm staying home this weekend. I'm watching movies. I'm cooking a special dinner. Or the classic humble brag, I'm resting and recharging, which, yes, sounds healthy, but also slightly like you're in a wellness ad.
We roast it, but it's valid. Quiet weekends are normal. Say it proudly. I'm having a quiet weekend at home. No shame. Also useful phrase, I'm pretty free this weekend. Important note, pretty means quite here. Not cute, not glamorous, just kind of available.
Do you have any plans this weekend is the softer version of the question. It's polite and it gives space. Responses that work. Yes, I have a few plans. Not really, just relaxing. I have some plans, but nothing too exciting. Or actually, I'm pretty free this weekend. Perfect if you secretly want to be invited somewhere.
Now, how to add detail without sounding boring. I am going to the park is fine. Better. I'm going to the park with my friend to walk the dogs and try a new cafe. Short, specific, and interesting. People like details because they give you a real conversation to jump into, not avoid.
Want to make the invite happen? Try adding availability. I'm free Sunday afternoon if you want to grab coffee. Say that and you might actually leave your flat. Or if you want out, I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy this weekend. Use that one sparingly. It's suspiciously useful.
Quick vocabulary roast. Pretty means quite. Having a quiet weekend sounds classy. And resting and recharging is the adult way to say, I will do nothing and feel smug about it. All valid. Use them authentically and you won't sound like a walking cliche.
All right, final rule. Be natural. Present continuous for planned things. Do you have any plans for a softer ask? And always add one detail if you can. That way you sound human, not a calendar op with feelings.
Thanks for listening to our gentle roast. If this episode helped you dodge awkward small talk or weaponize I'm pretty free, subscribe and share because your friends need English help and we need more victims, listeners.
See you next time when we'll probably roast birthday small talk. Until then, plan something fun or plan to nop. Either way, say it in present continuous and you'll sound fluent. Bye.
Hey, have you heard about Maya and Jake's masterclass on weekend plans? It's basically add a time, add a person, add a reason. The holy trinity of sounding like a competent human.
Yeah, I have. Let's dive in and lovingly roast it. Yes, telling people I am going to the park on Saturday morning is revolutionary if you're a fortune cookie.
Seriously. Maya treats on Saturday like she's revealing state secrets. But fine, time gives your sentence shape. Who knew grammar could have a silhouette?
And Jake goes full matchmaking. I am going to the park with my family. Suddenly, it's warm and wholesome. Add the person and you graduate from robot to human.
Then Maya drops the emotional bomb. Why? I am visiting my family because it is my mother's birthday. Cute. This sentence now has plan, person, and reason. The sentence equivalent of a birthday cake.
They even reassure learners about going to versus present continuous. Don't stress, which is helpful because nothing says calm like two correct options and no decision-making skills.
Okay, listeners, practice time. And yes, out loud. Try, I am trying a new restaurant on Sunday with friends because I need a break. Or the deluxe version, I am napping on Saturday morning because I earned it.
Short recap before we sign off. Ask, what are you doing this weekend? Answer with time, person, or reason. Use I am-ing or I am going to. Both work, like two equally decent shoes.
That's our roast. Gentle, helpful, and slightly dramatic. Now go add some details to your weekend sentences and stop leaving people guessing if you exist.
We hope you enjoyed today's quick roast. Practice, keep it simple, and we'll be back with more helpful teasing soon.
Hey, have you heard about our thrilling lesson recap? You know, do you want to grab coffee? Repeat it until it becomes a cult chant. Welcome back. I'm Jake. And yes, we are roasting our own lesson today.
And I'm Maya. Honestly, the lesson is great, but someone tell Jake to stop saying very warm like it's a weather report. We're roasting the freezes, not starting a climate podcast.
Fair. But seriously, Do You Want To is the Swiss Army knife of invitations. It's simple, friendly, and infinitely useful. Also suspiciously lazy. Put any verb in the blank and voila, social life secured.
Would you like to is the slightly fancy cousin. Use it when you want to sound polite, or when you're asking your boss if you can borrow their stapler. And how about the breezy, I might have forgotten to plan option?
Let's roast the responses. That sounds great. I'd love to, is the sincere clap. But watch out. Say that too often and people will assume you are made of I'd loves and weekend availability is infinite.
I'm in is basically the superhero couch phrase of casual plans. It sounds like you're joining a kick-ass mission when really you're just agreeing to pizza and a rom-com. Energetic, misleading, effective.
Now for the polite rejections. I'd love to, but I already have plans. Translation, I have plans, or I binge watched a show and called it a plan. Either way, you're safe. You've dodged the invite without starting a war.
I wish I could, but I can't make it this weekend. This one is dramatic in the best way. Say it with feeling and people will believe you were ready to parachute in, but fate or laundry intervened.
On to Monday small talk. How was your weekend? The one question that determines whether you get sympathy, jealousy, or the cool, I stayed home, pity nod. It was great equals flexible. It was relaxing equals ominous calm.
And the golden past tense tools. I went, I visited, I watched. Use them liberally. But the true MVP, I ended up -ing. It's the polite surrender. I ended up staying home secretly means the couch had plans with me.
Examples to toss around. Do you want to grab coffee Saturday? I'd love to, but I already have plans. Can we do another time? How was your weekend? I ended up going to the beach last minute. It was chaotic and perfect. Clean, practical, slightly dramatic.
So there you go. Invitations, yeses, polite no's, and past tense confessions, all roasted and ready. Use do you want to when you're lazy, would you like when you're classy, and I ended up when you want to sound like life just happened to you.
Thanks for joining our little roast. Try not to overuse I'm in unless you actually plan to be in. Tune in next time when we roast the fragile art of small talk about the weather.
We hope you enjoyed today's podcast-style roast. Practice the lines, keep the warmth, but not the dramatic weather updates, and we'll be back with more snark and grammar. Bye for now.
Hey, have you heard about... Oh, I love Ended Up. I ended up binge watching a whole TV series. You know, the podcast episode that teaches weekend English like it's a life hack?
Yeah, I have. Let's dive into it and see what we can learn and what we can lovingly roast. Because nothing says language learning like being told to use it with the urgency of a late-night infomercial.
Right? Every sentence is stamped with use it, as if the phrase will expire at midnight. Ended Up is great, but at this rate, listeners will end up saying it at funerals.
And can we talk about the episode's climax? The full conversation? It's adorable. Hiking, farmer's market, parents' lunch, coffee. It's like the entire human experience condensed into 3 polite invitations.
Perfectly curated mundanity. If you want to feel both motivated and mildly judged, listen to Maya ask, do you have any plans this weekend? And then watch Jake live his best agenda-driven life.
Also, their version of rejection is Olympic-level politeness. I'd love to, but I already have plans. Translation, I have a cucumber sandwich scheduled at 2.
And the mystery of the missing word. Jake says, I'd love to another time. Buddy, what are you gonna love? The sentence committed a crime. This podcast forgives, but grammar does not.
Don't forget the motivational segment. We read every single comment. Cute. Meanwhile, their inbox is probably a philosophical abyss of emoji-only replies and Thai.
Then the homework. Tell us about your weekend in 3 sentences. The podcast gently nudges you into vulnerability and mild panic. Nothing like public assignment pressure to spiced up Sunday night.
I did appreciate the idea of practicing with a friend though. It's practical and also the perfect setup for both of you to awkwardly rehearse invitations until they become a sitcom.
And the tagline, starting this Friday, which is confusing because they just said this weekend 100 times. Are Fridays now sentient? Are we scheduling Fridays with a calendar app called Enthusiasm?
Fair roast, but to be fair, Jake and Maya are warm, encouraging, and very good at making grammar feel human. Their toolkit works. It's just packaged with the enthusiasm of a motivational poster.
Exactly. The roast is gentle because the mission is real. If you repeat, I ended up, enough times, you'll actually sound fluent and maybe even book that farmer's market date.
So our verdict, charming, slightly overexcited, very wholesome, with the occasional sentence that needs a map and a search party. Still worth listening to, especially if you want a weekend conversation that doesn't escalate into scheduling a funeral.
Nice sign off. Keep practicing, use ended up wisely, and remember, say I'm in only if you actually want the coffee.
And if you ever see their outro cut off as Speak Easy English, don't worry. That's just their rebellious, cliffhanger-friendly brand of optimism.